Alright, let's settle one of the biggest relationship debates in the One Piece fandom. Will Luffy marry Nami? Or will Boa Hancock become the Pirate King's queen? Most people say Nami because she's been with Luffy since the early days. But what if I told you? Boa Hancock actually has a much higher chance of marrying Luffy. Sounds surprising? Don't worry. By the end of this video, you might just change your ship. So grab some meat like Luffy and let's dive into it. Before we talk about who Luffy might marry, let's clear one thing up. Luffy does not understand romance at all. You could drop a love letter in front of him and he'd probably try to eat it. But that doesn't mean Luffy is emotionally empty. He deeply cares about his friends. He protects those he loves. He cries for them. He risks his life for them. He may not chase romance, but that doesn't mean it'll never happen. Even Oda once said, Luffy can fall in love. It's just not his priority right now. So the big question is, when he's ready, who will it be? Now don't get me wrong. Nami is amazing, smart, brave, can punch Luffy into orbit when he acts dumb. She's been with him since the East Blue days. They've shared emotional moments, especially during the Arlong arc. But here's the thing. Their relationship has never been romantic. It's more like a chaotic sibling duo. Nami is like the older sister who keeps yelling, "Don't touch that treasure," while Luffy's like, "Ooh, shiny, mine." Yes, they're close. But Oda has made it pretty clear. No romance among crewmates. It keeps the crew dynamic fun, focused on adventure, not drama. So sorry, Nami x Luffy shippers. This might not sail. Now let's talk about Boa Hancock, Queen of Amazon Lily, one of the 7 warlords, and probably the only character who looks at Luffy like he's the last plate of Momo in a food festival. Her love for Luffy isn't just a joke. It started after Luffy didn't get blinded by her beauty like every other guy. He treated her like a normal person, even after learning her tragic past as a slave. For Boa, who's been judged, feared, and idolized her whole life, this hit hard. Like, really hard. She basically went from men are trash to Luffy is love, Luffy is life in one episode. And while it seems like a comedic crush at first, her feelings are real. She risked everything to help him. She defied the world government. And let's not forget, she let Luffy sneak into Impel Down by hiding him in her cloak. That's love and next-level loyalty. You might be thinking, but Luffy doesn't care. He ignores all of it. True. He's clueless when it comes to romance. But here's the twist. He doesn't reject Hancock either. He's just confused. He doesn't understand romantic cues. He's focused on food, friends, and freedom. But imagine this. Luffy becomes Pirate King. His adventure is complete. He's matured emotionally. Now he finally gets what love is, and he looks back at the one person who stood by him outside the crew, who waited for him, who helped him when he was broken after Ace's death. That person is Boa Hancock. Here's the biggest reason Boa has a real shot. She's not part of the crew. That makes a huge difference. Romance within the Straw Hats would feel weird, but romance with someone outside, totally possible. Plus, Boa's character arc aligns perfectly with the themes of One Piece: freedom, redemption, loyalty. She started as someone cold and hateful, then opened up through Luffy. She found hope, purpose, and love through him. And let's be honest, who else could match Boa in terms of strength, status, and stubbornness? Only Luffy. Also, let's not ignore the anime logic. When a character is obsessed with the protagonist this hard, it's either a running gag or foreshadowing. And with Boa, it's never treated as a cheap joke. Her love is sincere, and that's why she has the edge. Still not convinced? Let's go deep for a second. Boa is the only female character in the series whose love story actually evolves around Luffy. Not Sanji, not Zoro, not anyone else. Only Luffy. Her arc is tied to him. Her growth is tied to him. And if Oda ever does give Luffy a romantic ending, Boa is the only choice that doesn't mess with the crew dynamics. It just works. So, who will Luffy end up with? It's true. He might never get married. He might just ride off into the sunset with his crew in a full belly. But if there's any character who could end up as his queen, it's not Nami, it's not Vivi, it's not Yamato, it's Boa Hancock, the woman who loved him unconditionally, risked everything for him, and waited for him to come back. And let's be real, If Luffy ever figures out what marriage even means, Boa will already have the wedding dress ready. What do you think? Do you still ship Luffy x Nami? Or are you joining the Boa Hancock alliance? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more anime deep dives. Thanks for watching, and remember, love always finds a way, even in the Grand Line.